Winning Blueprint presents.
5 minutes or less.
Had so much success with it before. I'm back with it again, the 5 minute or less series. Welcome. I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. I'm here with the 5 minute or less series, but this time it's the schedule release 5 minute or less series. Here with the New Orleans Saints, got 5 minutes on the clock. Let's get started. You look at the Saints, and the first thing I look at with any schedule, primetime games. How many do you have? And you got Drew Brees, you got your commander-in-chief back in Sean Payton. They're going to be on primetime. You look at the schedule, they got 4 primetime games. What did you expect? So you look at Thursday Night Football at Atlanta in Week 12. That's a huge matchup. Last year you went to Atlanta on Thursday Night Football. We're not able to win. Let's see if you can change that around now that you have Sean Payton back on the sidelines. You look at Week 10, home for Dallas. That's a Sunday night tilt. That's going to be a big game. Rob Ryan, your defensive coordinator, ex-coordinator of the Cowboys, he's going to be looking to exact a measure of revenge there. You look at Sean Payton, ex-coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to be playing against his old chums, looking to make sure that they know, hey, you let a good guy walk away. We'll see how that game turns out. That should be a lot of fun. You look at Monday Night Football. You got 2 of these. Week 4 versus Miami. So you're at home for the Dolphins. And then Week 13 at Seattle. Toughest place to play in the National Football League. You got to go to Seattle on Monday night. Crowd's going to be raucous. That's going to be a tough game to win. Last time you were there, you know what happened in the postseason. Beastquake. Look, it could get ugly. You got to find a way to weather the storm in Seattle, Week 13 on Monday Night Football. You look at divisional games. And for me, Atlanta comes to mind first. If you want to win this division, you want your division back, you perceive this to be your division, you got to beat Atlanta. And you got them Week 1 right out the gate at home. Send a statement. Send a message. Hey, we were the team that clipped your wings last year. We were the team that beat you first. You were undefeated. You came into New Orleans. You left with a loss. So that right there invigorates the Falcons. You need to find a way to match that intensity and get them at home in Week 1. You look at Week 12, you got to go to Atlanta. Last year, you had to go to Atlanta on prime time. You got to go there. Again, we talked about it already. Got to find a way to win that game. Tampa Bay, Week 17, you're at home. That's a huge matchup. Because if this thing comes down to the last game of the season between you and the Falcons or you and someone else in this division, or if you're just looking to get in the postseason, maybe you can't win a division, but you can get in as a wild card. You're at home, and that means something in Week 17. You look at Week 2, you got to go to Tampa Bay. And look, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were a solid team last year, and you struggled with them at times. You beat the brakes off of them at home, but on the road, you had to struggle to win that football game. Got to find a way to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers twice if you want to win this division. You look at Carolina. They're a tough football team, and they beat you last year twice. You got to find a way to get the Carolina Panthers, and you got the Panthers 2 times in a 3-week stretch at the end of the season, and so that's going to be tough football. You got Carolina at home in Week 14, then you got to go to Carolina in Week 16. Tough stretch for you. Got to find a way to get the Carolina Panthers. You look at anomalies, and these are any scheduling quirks that see you play 3 or more games straight at home or on the road, 3 out of 4 at home or on the road, or 4 out of 5 at home or on the road. And 4 out of 5 is rare in the league. It does happen. 4 out of 5 or 3 straight is rare because the league tries to stay away from that, but it does happen. And the Saints do have one of those rare 4 out of 5 occurrences on their schedule. But your home anomaly, and that's what you have first. Your home anomaly, 3 out of 4 at home. Week 1, right out the gate. Home for Atlanta. Home for Arizona in Week 3. Home for Miami in Week 4. So right out the gate, 3 out of 4 starts you off at home. You got to like that. Got to take care of business at home. And to start the season off, you need to start hot at home. You look at your away anomaly, and look, 4 out of 5 is a tough stretch to be on the road. So you look at it, Week 12 at Atlanta, Week 13 at Seattle, Week 15 at St. Louis, Week 16 at Carolina. That's a really tough stretch of football. I tell you what, if you can get 2 of those, you should feel really good about yourself. Win the one at home, that sandwich in between these 5 games. Get 2 of these, I don't care which 2. And you'll come out of this 3 out of 5. You'll take that. That's a tough stretch of football. You look at your bye week, Week 7. That's solid. It could be better. It could be worse. You'll take Week 7 and you'll keep it moving. COTC games for me. COTC stands for Circle on the Calendar games. And the Saints, to me, have 2. Week 1 versus Atlanta. Right out of the gate. Week 1, you're home for Atlanta. Right out of the gate. You need to get that one. You're at home. Atlanta wants to get this division again. You want your division back. That's the game to do it. Week 12 at Atlanta. Look, you got to go through the Falcons if you want this division. You know that. They know that. You got to get it done. You look at timeout, and every team has a timeout on their schedule. And for me, the timeout, huge anomaly. You got the anomaly away, 4 out of 5, that's tough. You got a 3 out of 4 anomaly, that's good. It's at home, it starts the season off, gives you a chance to get your feet under you. But that 4 out of 5 anomaly, that's tough. So 4 out of 6 of your divisional games come week 12 or later. And 3 of those 4 divisional games end the season. So that's a tough stretch. You got to be prepared mentally at the end of the season to play divisional football. You got to strap it up tight down the stretch because 4 of your 6 divisional games come later, week 12 or later. And then, to make matters worse, 3 of your 4 divisional games, of those 4 out of 6, come to finish up the season in a row at the end of the season. So we're talking week 17, we're talking week 16, and we're talking week 14. All divisional matchups. So you got to find a way to strap it up tight. And 2 of them are against Carolina. So that's tough football. Got to find a way to get it done if you want to win this division. And so that's the New Orleans Saints. Schedule release in 5 minutes or less.
5 minutes or less.